Nagasaki Technical High School. Technical High School was located 900 meters to the northeast of the blast center. Japanese Wikipedia explains that on August 9th, all school buildings were burnt down by the atomic bomb. Principal, staff and teachers, 29 total, and 192 students were killed and 6 were missing. This sounds like all people were killed at school. However, their bereaved family compiled a list of places where their sons were killed. Mobilized in the biggest number was Mitsubishi Electric, 31, Mitsubishi Weapons, 30, and Mitsubishi Shipyard, 21, totaling 82 for Mitsubishi Group. They were not in school at all, but were killed while manufacturing weapons. The biggest individually was 41, digging shelter for food stockpile to prepare for the ground battle. 25 first graders were removing houses for air raid space to prevent fires from spreading. 16 were working in Nagasaki tram, probably as motormen, as predecessors had gone to war. Total 19 were mobilized to Matsuyama Iron Works and Kyushu United Glass. They must have been building war-related things. Otherwise, technical high school boys wouldn't have been sent for help. Total 13 were mobilized to power and telephone companies. They must have been very busy due to previous 5 bombings. 10 students were mobilized to their own school, but it is clear that they were not studying because their grades were different. That is, 5 students of the first grade, 1 third grade, and 4 fourth grade. The total death of 210 is even greater than 198 shown in Japanese Wikipedia. Mitsubishi Electric Foundry. Mitsubishi Electric Foundry was located 500 meters to the southwest of the blast center. They were manufacturing motor housing, etc. for weapons, but the building was totally destroyed and burnt down, and several hundreds of workers and students were killed, but the numbers are not known, because dead bodies were piled up and kerosene was doused over the pile and burned without counting nor identifying who they were, as such dead bodies rotted quickly in humid weather. Mitsubishi Steel's number 2 plant. Mitsubishi Steel number 2 plant was located 300 meters further to the south and was destroyed and burnt down totally, killing most of workers and students, but numbers are not known. They were manufacturing steel plates for general purpose, but only weapon industries had the right to use them in those days. Unzen fire bricks. Unzen fire bricks and other small factories were located 400 meters to the northwest of the blast center. Fire bricks are special bricks installed on the inner walls of blast furnace to allow melting of steel inside. Unzen was one of the indispensable basic industry for Japanese war machine. Unzen and neighboring small factories were working as subcontractors for Mitsubishi. There were 230 houses and the daytime population was 3,700. But all factories and houses were destroyed, and nobody survived. Fuji National School. Fuji National School was located 1.2 kilometers to the southwest of the blast center. Japanese Wikipedia explains, on August the 9th, 1945, the school buildings were destroyed and burnt down by the atomic bomb, and most of the school teachers, staff, and children were killed. This sounds like they were killed in the school premise. However, this same Japanese Wikipedia has an article named Damage from the Atomic Bomb. The article says, by May, all teachers and students were mobilized to military factories and education was completely stopped. On the day of the atomic bomb blast, Mitsubishi Electric and the Mitsubishi Shipyard had branch factories in the school premise, and 68 were working there. 2 teachers and 15 workers were burned to death. 138 students and school staff were estimated to have been killed, immobilized the factories, or at home. Takenokubo Substation. Takenokubo Substation was located 1.3 kilometers to the southwest of the blast center and supplying electricity to Mitsubishi Steels, but was totally destroyed. It was not restored during the war.